Jack Draper has had a breakout year in 2024, capturing the attention of tennis fans worldwide. From securing 2 ATP Tour titles to making a remarkable run to the semifinals of the U.S. Open, Draper has proven he's a force to be reckoned with on the court. In this video, we dive into his incredible journey, the moments that defined his season, and why he's one of the most exciting young talents in tennis today. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tennis updates. He became the 4th British player to triumph at the tournament, following in the footsteps of Greg Rosetsky, Tim Henman, and 2-time winner Andy Murray. Having already guaranteed a top 15 ranking with his performances this week, Draper will now target Masters 1000 and Grand Slams in 2025. That Draper reached his maiden ATP Tour final in Sofia last November, where he narrowly lost to France's Adrian Mannarino 7-6, 8-6, 2-6, 6-3, that he picked up where he left off at the start of 2024, defeating 3 top 40 players to make his second ATP final in Adelaide, but once again finished as runner-up. This time to Jiri Lehecka. Draper then reached his 3rd ATP final, this time on grass in Stuttgart, in June, and after wins over Francis Tiafoe, Marcos Giron, and Brandon Nakashima, he defeated former Wimbledon runner-up Matteo Berrettini to make it 3rd time lucky that act Draper's rise in 2024. In 2024, Jack Draper truly made his mark on the ATP Tour, claiming 2 ATP Tour titles and reaching the semifinals of the U.S. Open, his first Grand Slam semifinal. Draper's journey throughout the year was nothing short of extraordinary, as he combined his powerful baseline game with remarkable composure under pressure. His 2 title victories came on hard and grass courts, showcasing his versatility across surfaces. His aggressive style and strong serve helped him defeat seasoned players, often with high-pressure moments and tie-breaks that he dominated. U.S. Open breakthrough. Draper's performance at the U.S. Open was one of the biggest highlights of the year. Defeating higher-ranked players in the 4th round and quarterfinals, Draper impressed fans and analysts with his poise in critical moments. His quarterfinal win was particularly memorable, as he staged a dramatic comeback, proving his mental resilience on the biggest stage. Though he fell just short in the semifinals, his deep run solidified his position as one of tennis' rising stars. Future outlook. With a strong 2024, Draper is now a serious contender for major titles in the years to come. Many experts believe he has the potential to break into the ATP top 10 and consistently challenge the top players. Draper's evolution from a promising talent to a formidable contender has been thrilling to watch, and the future is even more exciting that he battled back from a set down to beat the Italian 3-6, 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. The win also meant that he overtook Cameron Norrie to become the 19th man to be British #1 in the Open ERA.AT Queen's Club. He upset Spanish superstar Carlos Alcaraz in the 2nd round, and he then made his maiden Grand Slam semifinal at the U.S. Open, where he went toe-to-toe with world #1 Jannik Sinner before bowing out 7-5, 7-6, 7-3, 6-2. The British #1 secured his first ATP 500 title thanks to a grueling 6-4, 7-5 victory against world #24 Khachanov in Vienna to reach new heights. The left-hander, who is naturally right-handed, was ranked 123rd in the world in September last year, but he will become a top 15 player on Monday. Draper was sick immediately after securing victory in the Australian Open first round back in January, putting that down to the stress of the situation, while he vomited 3 times on court during his defeat by Sinner at Flushing Meadows. I push my body to the limit all the time in training and in my mindset. I don't have to worry about sort of not doing enough because I am, which points to the fact that a lot of issues I have are mental, said Draper. I'm going to have to work on that and really understand myself better in order to compete at these highest levels. I'm sure I'll figure out all these problems with my team. But yeah, it's good that I'm sort of not the finished article yet. He added, I think working on the mental side of the game is a huge thing. I'll definitely just look into that side a little bit more. I'm constantly working on my breathing, working on things. He has managed to stay injury-free before retiring during the ATP Tour event in Tokyo last month, after sustaining an abdominal issue, which also caused him to miss the Shanghai Masters. I knew coming here, Vienna, I was on good form, but I wasn't too sure how my body was, said Draper. The nature of tennis is brutal because last year, I was 40 in the world and I got injured for a couple of months and my ranking completely dropped. I was back playing challengers and I felt angry. I wasn't happy with where I was at. I was working hard, but things just weren't clicking for me. I knew if I could just get my body and mind in a good place, then my tennis is good enough to play these best players in the world, and by having these type of results, I've got this inner belief now. Draper started playing at his local Sutton Tennis and Squash Club, competing with his brother under the tutelage of his mother and tennis coach, Nikki, who was a former junior British tennis champion. As a coach at the club, his mother brought Jack along to his first training session at the age of 6. Draper peaked at number 7 in the ITF Junior World Rankings, aided by his runner-up finish at the 2018 Wimbledon boys singles event. His dad, Roger, is a former chief executive of Sport England and the Lawn Tennis Association, that LTA national coach James Trotman at the National Tennis Center. Although he recently trialed a potential second coach when hiring Wayne Ferreira in an effort to jumpstart his career. Trotman is a former player himself, winning the 1995 Wimbledon Championships boys doubles with Martin Lee and the 1997 Australian Open boys doubles with David Sherwood. At 6 feet 4 inches, the strapping Draper is not just a tennis professional, but he also turns his hand to modeling from time to time. I quite enjoy being in front of the camera, Draper told British Vogue. If I'm looking good, that is. Draper has come a long way from the Surrey village of Ashted. Speaking about his haircuts, he said, "I've done a buzz cut, mohawk, mullet." Draper plans to enter the Paris Masters this week, and following a break in the tennis calendar, he has his sights set on challenging Sinner and Alcaraz. "I'll refresh, and I'll go again for next year with even bigger motivation to really shake up those guys at the top of the game, the likes of Sinner and Alcaraz," he said. "If I can keep on improving physically and keep on getting more and more experience at this higher level against top players, then I'm going to give myself a shot to hopefully be competing with those guys. But there's a lot of work to do." Draper has grown into his own, having suffered the heartbreak of losing a couple of finals before finally landing his maiden title on the grass in Stuttgart. From that moment onwards, he has been able to play consistent tennis, which had aided his performances. If he overcomes those bouts of sickness, then there is little doubt we will see him challenging the leading stars in 2025. After reaching the semifinals in New York, Draper knows he has the ability to win Masters 1,000 titles and potentially follow in Andy Murray's footsteps by becoming a future Grand Slam champion. As Jack Draper's incredible 2024 season comes to a close, he's proven that he's more than just a rising star. He's a serious contender for the biggest titles in tennis. With 2 ATP titles under his belt and a deep run at the US Open, the future looks bright for this British sensation. The question now is, can he continue this momentum and break into the tennis elite in 2025? Only time will tell. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on Jack Draper's journey and all the latest in the world of tennis.